and they're just going to be sitting there talking about you. They're the ones sitting there talking. Well, you're the one out there actually doing the work. So who cares if people make fun of you, if they laugh at you, bro? It doesn't matter. At least you're the one that's out here actually doing the work, putting in the reps, trying to get better. What is up, guys? It's Student of the Game, and I'm back with another video. And today we're going to be talking about what I learned doing 4 years of YouTube. Now, you'll probably see that the first video I posted on this channel on Student of the Game was 7 months ago, but I had another channel. My first channel was called Alex's Anime Art, where I just drew some stuff, did a little review about anime, talked about even art stuff too. So it was basically just an anime slash drawing channel, anime review slash drawing channel. So that's what I did. Beforehand, I did that for 3 years, around 3 years and some change. And now it's just like I got kind of burned out a little bit on it. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just try some gaming. And then I did that around December. Yeah, around December. And yeah, I've been doing it for 7 months now. So that's kind of the story on that. That's why I'm saying 4 years of YouTube instead of like 7 months, because this is my 4th year on YouTube. So yeah. So let's just get into some of the advice and some of the things that I've learned. So it's what I just talked about. Really, it's okay to pivot to something else or try something different, whether that's like, you may be doing like a new content or a new channel, something that just, something that spices it up, something that switches it up. Don't be afraid to do that, like, because it might be your ego telling you like, I don't know about this, man. Are you sure? Like, this has been working for a while. People like this, or your ego might say like, oh, dude, come on, man, don't be a bitch. Like, don't quit. You have to stick through. You have to stick to this all the way until the end, and it kind of holds you back, because you could have that new idea, that new channel idea, or that new content, and it could just, bro, it could blow you up. It could be your ticket to stardom, but you're holding yourself back because you're just like, nope, I can't let this go. I have to do this. If I don't do this, I'm a loser. I'm weak for trying something else or doing something different. But like, it's not it's not the way you think it is, man. It's not the way you think it is. You may try a new path or new ways of doing things, but you never really give up. You never truly give up unless you gave up on becoming the better or the best version of yourself. That's really all it is. You never really gave up. All it is, the way I look at it, is you're just trying new paths. You're trying new ways to become the best version of yourself. That's all it is. As long as you don't give up on that, you never really gave up. So don't hold yourself back. Don't let those limiting beliefs get in your head. Just go for it. Just try the new thing that you want to do, and you don't know. You honestly don't know where it could take you. Just try new things. And I also have to say, you also have to understand commitment, and you have to understand the consequences of this, because there is a big social and mental toll that it takes to do this consistently, like for a long time, and to actually see some growth with it. Even if you don't see any type of growth with it, it takes a lot of time to get the ball rolling and actually get good or get proficient at creating content. It takes a while, and there are a lot of like social and mental sacrifices with it, because sometimes your friends will be like, hey bro, let's hang out, we gotta hang out, it's the weekend and all that stuff, or maybe in the middle of the week, or whenever they want to hang out, and you're like, nah bro, I can't. I'm like, I gotta get this work done. I gotta record today, I gotta edit today, I gotta script this, I gotta plan this. I can't do it. And it could lead to, I don't know, if it depends on your friends and how supportive they are of you when you try and get into your bag and try and get on the grind, if they leave or stay with you. But it depends. It depends on who you're around. You could lose some friends. It could happen. But it's a sacrifice you have to make, bro. It is what it is. And you're also going to have some mental sacrifices as well. And we've seen it with even people like Corey Kenshin too, because you know that he's been grinding for what, like 15 years, over a decade at this point, and he got to a point where it's just like it's burnout because bro is doing everything himself. He hasn't even hired an editor yet. And imagine when you get to a point where people are like millions of people are demanding high quality content, more high quality content from you than you've been doing before, and you're trying to keep up with the demand. There's not enough supply to meet the demand. That's crazy. Do you know how crazy that is? Like never hiring an editor, never delegating any sort of any of your like normal YouTuber responsibilities to other people to help you out and take the toll off you. It's mentally taxing. It's draining. People do not understand. There's a massive amount of work behind the scenes because people think that, oh, I post I post like a 10-minute 15-minute video or whatever, and people think that's like 10 or 15 minutes of work. I'm like, oh, you didn't really do anything. I'm like, no, you don't know what goes into that. Just because the video is a certain length, that doesn't mean that's the amount of work that you put into it. A lot of the 10, 15-minute, 20-minute videos, even 30, which doesn't sound like a lot of work to put into a video, that takes, depending on how much you edit and type of edit you put in your video, that can take hours to edit. And imagine doing that on like a daily basis, bro. I only post 4 times a week. I only post 4 times a week, and I'm like sitting there in my bed, like dead tired. And I'm just like, but I was like, oh my God, I don't feel like it, but I have to get this video out. I have to do it. I gotta stay consistent. I gotta keep up with my schedule. It's not, obviously YouTube is not like quote unquote like hard work, like physically demanding work, like like manual labor, like the plumbing, construction, or a trader, stuff like that. It's not like that. But the mental tax, people do not understand that. People do not get it. You won't get it unless you actually do it. And maybe not that too. You might be a person that gets the amount of work and understands it, because you may create some sort of art that may be similar, that may take a lot of time to do. You may understand it. I don't know. But a lot of people, especially, like, I'm gonna be honest, the older generation too, they really don't they really do not get how much work it takes to be a successful YouTuber. They don't understand. That's just the truth. I'm being honest, because they didn't grow up with it. It wasn't in their generation. They don't understand how it works. They've never seen anybody do that around in their community, or in, I guess, their sort of in the way they were brought up. They've never seen people do that in their community. It's just it's foreign to them. So you kind of have to understand it from that perspective, which are like, okay, I get it. And also with YouTube too, it's like with any self-employment too, your income is based off of things that are uncontrollable, because there's no way you can force somebody to watch your video. You can't force people to comment. You can't force people to watch the video all the way through. You can't force people to engage with your content. You can't. You only do things that can influence their decisions. You can't control people, and that's another thing. It's a side note, but it kind of relates. You can't control people. You can only influence them to do certain things. You can only influence people to give you more watch retention. You can only influence people to give you more likes or more comments. You can't force them to do anything. So it's uncontrollable. You can't control people. It's an uncontrollable thing. So your income, and I haven't experienced this yet, but just hearing from people that have been doing YouTube a while, and from people that, have made it on YouTube, they're saying like, yeah, like sometimes sometimes I'm making like 5, 6K, maybe 10K a month. And then sometimes they're making 3, 5K or something like that, or something lower than what they would usually get, lower than their average. It's not it's not consistent. It's not like the regular job where you clock in. Okay, I do 8 hours, 5 days a week, something like that, and then you get the paycheck every 2 weeks or every month or something like that. And then, like, yeah, it's consistent. You get that. You know what's going to happen. With YouTube, you have no idea. You have no idea what's going to happen. It's crazy. Your income and how you make a living is based off of uncontrollable factors, and that is the craziest part of doing YouTube or any people who pursue any type of self-employment at all. Because when you do that type of work, it all falls on you. There's no one to blame. It's like no excuses. That you got to do it. You just got to do it. It is what it is. And also, no one cares. No one cares. It's all, and you can flip that into like a positive way or a pessimistic way if you look at it like, so you have a lot of time to improve at YouTube because no one really cares. No one cares about your content at all. Nobody knows you, so they're not like you. It's whatever. Like you put a bad video out, you're just like nothing happens with it. Just charge it to the game. That's all it is. You're just using it as something to get better with, and you're using it as something to practice with. That's all it is. I mean, you may run across people that just start throwing like random hate comments at you and you're a small YouTuber and things like that, and it's kind of honestly you should just ignore those. You have to ignore those. I mean, it's easier said than done depending on your mindset and your temperament and all that, but you got to ignore that type of stuff, bro. You got to, because think about it. You yourself, you actually have the courage to put a piece of art out there. You have a courage. You have the courage to be in that vulnerable state, to put yourself out there on the internet, whether it's your face or your voice. You have the courage to put a piece of art out there for other people to judge. That it takes some guts to do that. It takes guts to do that. A lot of people aren't going to do it, and they're just going to be sitting there talking about you. They're the ones sitting there talking. Well, you're the one out there actually doing the work. So who cares if people make fun of you, if they laugh at you, bro? It doesn't matter. At least you're the one that's out here actually doing the work, putting in the reps, trying to get better. It is what it is, man. And it's also an accountability thing, because unless you, I mean, you can have like a good support system around you and all that, and people can be, and you can have people in your life that are like, hey bro, I was looking at your channel, you haven't posted in like a few weeks, a few months. Like, what's going on, man? What's going on? What's happening? You can have that in your life, and people can try and hold you accountable for that, and that's actually great. People like that in your life are blessings. That people that try to hold you accountable and they see you slacking or not doing the type of work that you're supposed to be doing, that's actually great. But most of the time, you're not going to have that type of system. You have to do it yourself. No one's gonna make you do it. No one's gonna. A lot of the time, a lot of people aren't going to be checking up on you to make sure you do it. They're not going to do that. It's all on you. Like any self-employment thing, it's all on you. It's all on you. Like no one's gonna make you do that stuff, man. It's just they're just not most of the time. And you have to just start, man. You have to start. You have to start because you don't want to be like 10 years, 15 years later and all that. You don't want to have those regrets. You don't want to have those regrets of like, man, maybe I should have tried, being a YouTuber. Maybe I should have tried playing basketball. Maybe I should have tried, making some music. Maybe I should have tried this and that. You're going to be wondering like, well, what if I just did that? Where would I be today? And even though you could have tried that thing in the past, you could have tried that thing, it may not have gone anywhere, but at least you gained some experience. You have a bit more wisdom because you were willing to try multiple things and put yourself out there in different types of ways. You have more wisdom. You have a bit more of a life experience under your belt. So you should just try as many things as you can. See what works, and then see what works and what doesn't work. And also just don't leave no stone unturned. Leave no stone unturned. You have to try, man. You have to. You owe it to yourself to see what types of talents and what types of gifts you have inside yourself, and you have to show it to the world without fear. It's not that you're gonna not have any sort of fears or any sort of doubts about doing it, but you have to try. You have to put it out there. You have to do what you can. That's all I gotta say. So yeah, it's okay to pivot to something else, try other things. You have to understand the commitment and consequences. no one cares, and you just have to start, man. That's really all you got to do. And yeah, I think that's it for the video. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. It's Student of the Game, and I'm out.